Gun violence is 100% an intersectional issue. When we think about the power of a firearm, guns can be amplifiers. It's not necessarily that it's bad or good, but whatever is there, whatever symptomatic is going to get exacerbated in a multitude of ways.
Here at First AME, we are the oldest black church in the state. One of the first funerals I had was a teen death by firearm. It was just two teenage girls sitting on the hood of a car on a nice summer evening about 7 o'clock, and there was an active shooter that drove down the street and they were caught in the crossfire. It was just a situation where there were no resources. We held the funeral here and the church was packed with young people. That was the first, but it wasn't the last.
I think what the Alliance does extraordinarily well is bring different segments of the community together in pursuit of a common goal, which is to reduce and eventually eliminate gun violence.
We have lost a generation of young people to gun violence. Young people are looking for belonging. Young people are looking for a safe space to hang out. Young people are looking for their community. Choose 180 serves Black and brown youth that get referred to us by the prosecutor's office. By completing our diversion program, they do not get a criminal record, and that will dramatically shift the choices that they're able to make. One of the participants, she shared an excited post on Facebook about being accepted into the program. She was brilliant. So much spark and so much knowledge and wisdom. Not even 2 months into our program, we lost her to gun violence. And that affected our cohort, that affected her community.
You know, whenever we see tragedy, that may be a moment, but it's going to continue. It will continue to reverberate. We cannot allow for death by firearm to be normalized.
Part of the symptom of gun violence is you feeling like it's very, very normal. I think a lot of the time, if you're not the person behind the gun or in front of the gun, I don't think a lot of people would consider themselves impacted. For me, that's what it was. I've been around it, I've seen it happen, I've seen people shoot at each other, but before that, I didn't consider me to be affected, and really being desensitized to the impact of it. Our work at the Alliance is really intentional to see those intersections and to go to the people.
What brings us to this work is a realization you have to be not only in the community, but you have to be for the community and of the community. We have to realize the importance of grieving, why you've got to let these emotions out so that you can move on in your life so that it doesn't happen again for someone else. We are the community. The people are the ones that live here. And if we don't say anything, nothing will be done. And this is why we need the Alliance for Gun Responsibility to stay in the forefront, to do the work, to build the coalition, because that work is vital for our very survival.
The Alliance for Gun Responsibility strength is in its coalition building, and it's unmatched. As the chair of the Civil Rights and Judiciary Committee, we get the gun bills. Coordinating the people's voice is absolutely critical. When I got elected in 2020, I was overwhelmed by all the policies that are being presented to us. And I loved how the Alliance organized the information, made it concise. They provide training and support, and it helped kind of pull everything together for me. Having the specific knowledge how I can do my advocacy, knowing what worked well in other communities. It was really important to keep that focus for me.
I think one of the greatest tools we have for combating gun violence in our society is knowledge, and the Alliance for Gun Responsibility is out there providing critical knowledge. There are logistics to implementation that aren't obvious when you just read the text of the bill. I think the Alliance is unique in that they are familiar with and understand some of the challenges that come with implementing the protection order laws, and so it's helpful to have them as a partner to work through some of those stickier issues and try to actually get the purpose of the laws into effect. Tackling a problem like gun violence requires a multitude of different approaches. It requires being able to pivot quickly, and sometimes that requires partnerships outside of law enforcement. Occasionally it is led by law enforcement, but occasionally law enforcement has to follow and just be a good partner as others are to us.
I think what makes the Alliance for Gun Responsibility really special is genuinely the people that are in the positions, collectively putting people together. Those people actually care. Being at the Alliance has provided me the opportunity to put my fire into actual practical steps that change on like a state level and really build that bridge of empathy between my community and the legislator so that the bills that are getting put forth are reflective of the needs of the community.
I absolutely believe that IRBOs are saving lives. People can solve big problems, even if it's just one community at a time, or even one officer at a time, or even one family at a time. And so that gives me hope to see laws that are well-intentioned have the effect that they were intended to have.
What gives me hope is collective liberation. In order to sustain change, we need to go with systems and transform it with policy. And the Alliance does that.
I've seen the Alliance continue support and efforts to invest in young people, especially thinking about destabilized communities. My work with the Alliance for Gun Responsibility is exactly how I find hope and find the will to keep fighting forward.
I'm just in awe of the coalition building that continues to expand. When I see the Alliance bringing people together in ways that I've never experienced before, communities that seem like they are disjointed coming together on a single topic, that's the hope that we all need.